All right, breaking news, breaking news. We got all types of craziness going on around the country this evening. Folks, we had a mass shooting in Stockton, California, and we got a SWAT barricade situation going on in the San Antonio, Texas area. Come on in, folks. We're going to talk about two major incidents. First, let's talk a little bit about the shooting while we watch the scene right now of a SWAT situation. I'm going to turn the volume up shortly after trying to figure out what's going on here. Chaos over the weekend. More shootings, folks. And it looks like the mass shooting that occurred in Stockton, California is dealing with a children's birthday party. So we got a children's birthday party type mass shooting. Looks like multiple victims shot, including one as young as 9 years old, shot at a child's birthday party. They're saying multiple casualties, up to possibly 10 shot. Some numbers are putting it up to 20. So everything is preliminary. It's a lockdown situation. And then we got a SWAT situation going on. So multiple fronts here, multiple craziness. It is the weekend, folks. Right after Thanksgiving. It's the day after Black Friday, and the chaos around the country continues. Several victims. Now, let's just talk a little bit about this mass shooting first in Stockton, California. So it apparently happened during a child's birthday party. Now, there's very lack of information, but it does appear that whoever did this shooting, this mass shooting at a child's birthday, is still out on the loose. Few details are surrounding the shooting, but deputies said several people have been hospitalized. They are at the scene near LaSalle Avenue and Thornton Road, the 1900 block. This comes just a day after a crazy mass shooting at a mall in California. So California getting some crazy coverage for the last day. It appears this is some sort of child birthday party. And also the vice mayor of Stockton spoke out about this matter, about this shooting, this child's party shooting. It just never stops. Jason Lee appears to be the vice mayor of Stockton. And he said in a message, he just put this out right when we were on, tonight my heart is heavy in a way that's hard to put into words. He goes on to say, as vice mayor of Stockton and as someone who grew up in this community, I am devastated and angry to learn about the mass shooting at a child's birthday party. Listen to this. This is crazy, folks. This is how crazy it is. An ice cream shop should never be a place where families fear for their lives. Folks, this mass shooting happened at an ice cream shop. Insanity, folks. An ice cream shop. Child's birthday. Ice cream shop. Mass shooting. Violence touched my life as a young person, and seeing our own children, parents, and neighbors go through this shakes me deeply. Stockton is my home. These are our families. This is our community. I am in contact with staff and public safety officials to understand exactly what happened, and I will be pushing for answers. Our community deserves to know the truth, and the families impacted deserve justice and resources available to support them. Now, let me put up the volume here because we have a situation also in San Antonio with a SWAT standoff. We're going to listen in here, and we're going to talk about the shooting, but we're also at a SWAT standoff. We've got multiple things going on. So I figured we'd do two.
Do you need my name and title again, or no?
Let's find out what's going on here.
All right. So, of course, since the 3 o'clock hour, SAPD and SWAT has been, SAPD has been out here since the 3 o'clock hour, and of course, soon after, SWAT came out here. Of course, we tried different tactics to apprehend a suspect. The suspect eventually came out after we used different equipment. to go inside the home. The suspect came out on his own with his hands up, no injuries. So far, right now, SAPD is searching him to make sure everything is clear. Right now, they're going inside the home to search for any contraband of any type or anything like that. As of right now, the charge I mentioned earlier, the assault with deadly weapon, that charge will stand. And of course, other charges could come later on throughout the night.
Is it just assault with a deadly weapon, or is it aggravated assault with a deadly weapon?
Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And of course, those charges could be upgraded as they continue to go through the home.
And that's specifically what the warrant was for?
I can't get into the warrant details as of right now because it's still pretty fresh.
So is the warrant is separate from the aggravated assault with a deadly weapon charge?
Right now, so we're still skimming through everything because everything is still fresh. But of course, throughout the night, as soon as I get that information, I'll make sure I send that information out. But you all will have that additional information by morning.
We heard him being called Bobby. Is that can we get his full name yet or not?
So I can't release the full name right now. And of course, we had a family member up there assisting. We're trying to get them out because we're trying just different tactics because we don't want anybody hurt in any capacity.
Can you give us an age range now that we've seen him?
Age, it's hard for me to tell an age range right now. But of course, male, of course, and his ethnicity I'm not too sure about right now because as soon as they came out, they apprehended him, and right now they're searching him.
Is it going to be a strip search? What kind of search are they doing?
So right now they're just searching, make sure there's no weapons, any type of contraband or anything on him. So after they finish with him, they're going to go inside to make sure everything is clear as well.
Did authorities have to destroy any property, break down the door? What did that look like?
So they did use what's the word? The skid steer? I can't remember. To try to get through the door. To basically, it was a method used to try to get them to come out, to let them know, hey, we see you, come out, hands up, no weapons, and come out so that way everybody around you can be safe.
Was there anything blocked up on the door on the inside from his side?
I don't know the information as of right now, but not that I can see.
And just SAPD and SWAT working this? Any other agencies that had to come out?
So right now, SAPD and SWAT, other agencies, I'm not too sure about because of course we had officers all over because of the situation.
Any details?
All right, so that was the situation in San Antonio. Now we take you back to Stockton, California. Looks like we have a feed up in Stockton, California. Now that SWAT situation in San Antonio over, thank God, because there's crazy stuff that happens out of San Antonio almost every single night. Something wild and crazy happens out of San Antonio. So I'm glad that situation is over with. Guy came out. Now let's talk about this craziness. This is the scene right now. This is a live feed shot courtesy of KCRA3, Stockton, California. And it looks like this is near the ice cream shop, or it appears that it was an ice cream shop because the vice mayor said the shooting happened at an ice cream shop. So we'll try to get more understanding here. This looks like, however, some sort of type of residential neighborhood. We'll try to understand. This appears it could be the 1900 block of Lucille Avenue with this shooting incident that happened, because this is still active in a sense because it appears whoever did this is out on the loose. Out on the loose. Now I'm looking here in this general area, and it does look like residential homes. Now, hopefully she speaks and we'll be able to listen in on the reporter to get an idea what happened here. But it does appear there's little shops there. So it appears there's an ice cream shop right by there, somewhere in that general area. Could be Dairy Queen. Could be Dairy Queen. I don't know. There's a Dairy Queen right there. So I don't know. We'll have to figure this out and find out what's going on. They're saying it's the 19th block of Lucille Avenue. Now, there's lots of things going on, crime. You see the crime scene tape up. putting up the crime scene tape. More chaos, more craziness. There's no volume on their feed at this time, so we'll try to find out more. Crime scene tapes up. Looks like multiple children have been shot. So the children, the reports, like I said, a 9-year-old, it looks like a 12-year-old, and the 12-year-old had to get CPR. Multiple other victims shot. 23-year-old also shot. Children's birthday party. So not even safe at ice cream shops in this country anymore. It appears the number could be over 10 people suspect at large. A video at a birthday party. Vice Mayor demands justice. Manhunt is on. The manhunt is on. Massive police response. Emergency responders are on the scene. Some pedestrians were doing CPR on the children before the paramedics could get there. Crazy. All that taxpayer, the paramedics get there later. People had to do that. Maybe they came fast. I don't know. We'll find out more about that. The response. You got pedestrians out there giving CPR to the kids. Gunman is still at large. So that's what we have. It appears the reports are saying the gunman is still out on the large. Now, other reports are saying 4 dead. We're trying to get a confirmation of numbers. And some sort of shopping plaza here. Ice cream, crazy. Absolutely insane that we keep getting. This is the vice mayor, Jason Lee. So the vice mayor speaks about what's going on. We just got complete chaos, ice cream shop. Complete chaos. More and more mass shootings out there. This is the second day in a row, a mass shooting in California, mass shooting yesterday, in a sense. Somebody opened fire at the mall near Oakland, Santa Clara. The scene remains an active investigation. Frantic CPR, pedestrians giving CPR to kids at a birthday party at a California ice cream shop. Is it the Dairy Queen? Yes. It's the Dairy Queen. According to RT, it's the Dairy Queen. Holy smokes, a mass shooting at Dairy Queen. Oh, what happened to her? We're going to go back, or we'll put the scanner up. Maybe they'll come back. Yo, it happened at a Dairy Queen. Okay, they're back. We're back. Or we'll reversed it, or we put it back. We'll see. Yo, there was a mass shooting at a Dairy Queen. So we're just going to keep this on so we try to find out more. So it happened at a Dairy Queen, according to RT. Dairy Queen. That's crazy. Isn't that crazy, folks? Dairy Queen. Let me get this neighborhood up here so we can understand more. Dairy Queen. Insanity, folks. Dairy Queen. Have you ever heard of a mass shooting at a Dairy Queen? Dude, Dairy Queens are places you take your family, kids, or you come back from an event and you get ice cream with your kids at a Dairy Queen, or couples to go there. We might be getting a presser from law enforcement too. Possibly a press conference from law enforcement. But you can see the massive police presence at the scene here. Hopefully KCRA comes back up so we can get more info. And you can see the Dairy Queen is literally blazing red on the screen. You can see it in the top right corner, DQ. 1900 block of Lucille Avenue. But this situation is far from over, ladies and gentlemen, because there is an armed suspect out on the loose. Whoever did this, whoever shot children, including a 9 and 12-year-old, is still out on the loose. Whoever did this, think about this. Think about this. The suspect's going to get caught at one point. Suspect's either going to die by self-inflicted, law enforcement's going to take out the suspect, or someone else going to take out the suspect, or the suspect's getting caught. That's the only outcome of this terrible, terrible tragedy. Now, think about this, though. The suspect caught alive, go to prison. This suspect has to go to prison the rest of his life knowing that he hurt and shot children. Hurt and shot children. Nobody is safe in the prison system when they shoot and hurt and do things to children. Children are off limits. That is the worst. That takes you to every murder is evil, right? And then it gets really evil. But this is like evil. When you shoot kids, it goes beyond evil. When you touch a child. Apparently 2 suspects. Is that what we're hearing? I've been seeing that a little bit online too. So is this like young gang members that want to go there at the same time, or young juveniles going there at the same time as a kids party at a Dairy Queen? And somebody's birthday party, memorable experience. If there's a 9-year-old there, probably somebody that's probably maybe a 10-year-old or 11-year-old. Hey, I think having a birthday party at a Dairy Queen would be fun for kids or whatever. Or you have a birthday party and everyone go to Dairy Queen afterward. A bunch of kids, that would be fun. Everyone gets a scoop of ice cream, whatever. That looks like fun. And it has to be interrupted and dismantled and destructed and destroyed, and because of some crazy lunatic out there shooting at a kids party at a Dairy Queen? Are you kidding me? Have we sunk this low? How much lower can we go in a society? 2 suspects shot up a Dairy Queen during a child's birthday party. Lowest of the low. Hope in Jesus says, that's bad. That's bad. It's bad. But, what happened last week in Michigan? Literally, they're lighting up Christmas trees at a mall and people shoot there. Now, even though it was a disturbance between the 2, but or North Carolina, the tree lighting, shooting. What happened last year in certain cities like Cleveland, places in Ohio, I think Dayton, Ohio had another one, a shooting when they're having Christmas parades and Christmas parties. Chicago, Christmas parties and parades and Christmas tree lightings. That's bad. But here, Dairy Queen, you're going to shoot kids at Dairy Queen? Insanity. That's how low this society has gotten. This is getting bad. Just people have disregard for human life as it is, which is evil. But kids, churches, religious establishments, certain things are like totally off limits. You follow what I'm saying? Killing one person alone is bad. I get it. But children are supposed to be off limits, right? Especially in the gang culture and stuff like that. Whoever's the leader, if they're part of the gang and did this, that leader might execute the gang member that hit the kids because it's an embarrassment and a bad reflection on the gang. If this was gang related and that gang members were in some gang, the gang leader might execute these killers here. Or not killers, but once it shot the kids. We don't know the condition of the kids. Kid could be dead. We don't know yet. But they have a death wish themselves. The gang supporters are not going to support that. Not at all, ladies and gentlemen. Not at all. Yeah, this road is pretty busy. I found the Dairy Queen here. It's a Dairy Queen. It looks like a newer Dairy Queen. I believe it's 9221 Thornton Road is where the Dairy Queen is. Looks like a remodeled Dairy Queen, one of those newer ones. Dairy Queen been around for a minute. Some of these communities got the old signage and everything like that on Dairy Queen, but these ones, this one looks pretty new and modernized. Looks like some sort of shopping plaza there too. Not just a Dairy Queen, but let's see what's by there though, because there's a liquor store like literally like across the street. I always think that type of stuff is bad, you know, having like a school, like we've discussed school shootings, then you got a liquor store across the street from a school. That is insane. That should be banned. Shouldn't have any liquor store near no schools. Maybe shouldn't have no liquor store near children's things. But Dairy Queen's an establishment. So right next door to Dairy Queen's the martial arts, little martial arts center. Then they have Grapevine subs or some card shop. They got a sub shop there. I'm looking in the they got a hair studio. So it's a shopping center. This happened in a shopping center. It appears it happened in some sort of shopping center here in Stockton, where you have multiple children shot. And it appears the armed suspect is out on the loose, ladies and gentlemen, somewhere out there. And it could be two, because the rumors are starting to circulate possibly two shooters. Matter of fact, let me get the scanner. I'm going to get the scanner up because I believe they had a scanner. I'm going to put it up here and we're going to kind of just listen. I'll have it on softly. So if they relay any information about, about the conditions of the victims, or if they share any information about, they have 2,800 people in the scanner. I'll go to Broadcastify. But if we get any description on the suspect, anything on the suspect out there, wherever the suspect is, so we can put their mugshot out there and put them on blast. All right, I have to go through the commercials first on the scanner. It'll be up in about 20 seconds or so. Thanks for joining, everyone. There is a situation out there. In Stockton, California. Second night in a row, they had a major shooting. Look at this, crime scene tape and stuff like that. Oh, dogs. Kind of giving you a crime scene perspective of the situation. All right. So I got the scanner on. I'm going to keep it here by my mic. I'm not going to put it on the stream itself. And we'll just kind of like.
Special cars to 933 Rally up north from the Nissan Stockton at 3055 East Tamworth in the response channel.
See, this is what I'm afraid of. Most of the stuff on the scanner will be centered around other issues. Stockton's a pretty big area, and California. There's probably wild things that happen every 5 minutes in California. A lot of times when we listen to these scanners, then we end up hearing all types of craziness. People chasing each other with knives and breaking in people's houses. It's just nuts. It's nuts out there, man. Imagine the life of a 911 dispatcher. Imagine being a 911 dispatcher. You go home, you could probably talk someone's head off with the crazy stories each and every day. Each and every day, something crazy would come out. Each and every day, something. You will hear some craziness that happens. Also have a clip. We have a clip about the situation. So we're going to put up a clip here shortly. Have some coffee and calm down. I know it's crazy. All right, so that gives you a little idea of what it's going on. Let me see if KCRA is back in their action. And I want to know a little bit more about who we looking at, like race, age of the shooter or shooters. What are we looking at here? Should the community be worried in the Stockton area, in this area? Should the community, they were actually telling people to stay indoors, but a lot of times they tell also people to stay indoors, which people won't do it. They'll come out. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What happened? What's going on? People coming out. What's going on? What's going on? Usually tell people to stay indoors, but the spectators come out. I would do the same thing if I was there. I'd get my camera and come out there and see what's going on and share it to all of you. Fine, folks. All of you. Look, it looks like, you know, people are coming out. What happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? Oh, well, a bunch of kids got shot. What? People are saying the number 10. Number 10 keeps coming out. Also seeing the number 9. I'm also seeing 4 dead. But we're just going to try. I mean, people are literally saying 4 dead. This is bad. If 4 dead, 4 children dead, 19 shot. It could be. Summary, basically, mainstream media is saying several people were taken to the hospital after a shooting in the northern city of Stockton Saturday night. The shooting reportedly occurred near Dairy Queen. It might have been out in that front of the Dairy Queen because there's definitely crime scene tape all in that shopping plaza, with 2 confirmed fatalities and at least 5 other injured. Eyewitnesses reported that more than a dozen people may have been injured. So we may have over a dozen people injured, maybe a stampede, at least 5 others shot, and 2 confirmed fatalities at least. Police are searching for 2 male suspects who were reportedly involved in a vehicle pursuit. Sheriffs in the area are actively working the scene after several people were shot and transported to local hospitals. Details are developing as the investigation unfolds. Police are reportedly engaged in a vehicle pursuit with the suspects. That came out. So possibly the suspects, they are in a vehicle pursuit with the suspects of this shooting. If that's the case, better news. That means the suspects technically didn't get away and police got their eyes on it. That's pray if that's the situation still happens and the police catch these suspects. Fled in a car. I don't see a like video of a police chase or anything like that. Media reports are starting to come out now. Mass shooting, California, has left 10 wounded, including children. This is coming from a media outlet that they're posting. I don't know the source, but it was by a person named Carlos Rivera, who works for some news agency out there. They're doing a screenshot. Again, this is information. All right, here's the sheriff's office currently investigating a shooting in the 900 block of Lucille Avenue in Stockton. Several victims have been transported to local hospitals. This remains an active scene. And deputies are working to gather additional details. Information is still being confirmed and will be released as it becomes available. We will provide updates as the investigation progresses. Please stay out of the area. The devil is trying to collect as many souls as he can right now. Prayers 3644 says, people need Jesus. It's bad out there, folks. It gets more and more evil, more and more crazy. Yesterday, a Black Friday shooting. Now, that's kind of predictable because you know the chaos on Black Friday. But again, a mall shooting. Just a couple days ago, right before Thanksgiving, some wackadoodle goes up and assassinates and attempts to assassinate National Guard members in Washington, D.C. Are you crazy? Look at the evilness that keeps happening on this mass scale. It's crazy stuff in Michigan we've covered in the last couple months. Mass shootings at school alumni, mass shootings at after football game events, things like that. Come on, man. Why does this stuff keep happening? Now, we're seeing her before. We're trying to get the next feed that's coming up. Keep this up before. We played this already. So some of you might be familiar. We're waiting for more information about a possible press conference. So we took the feed back just to share what's going on and share our point of views. And any of the information that gets shared out there, we will share it with all of you about this craziness just around the country in general. Saturday night, you can't even go to birthday parties anymore at an ice cream shop. That's how low we've gotten as a society. It's just an ice cream shop, ladies and gentlemen. Ice cream shop. Are you kidding me? Birthday party, kids, memories that last a lifetime. Children, can't even be children. This is long-lasting trauma on these children that witnessed this. This is forever. Trauma, flashbacks for the children that witnessed this. Our hearts and thoughts and prayers are out for them because those children are going to have a tough road ahead. Tough road ahead. I mean, we're resilient people and we do rebound on things, but those type of memories, who knows? This country has just gone, it's lost its soul. Our country has lost its soul. I wish we could somehow get it back where it's safe and prosperous, whether it's at malls, shopping plazas, cities, downtown cities, parks and recreation. I mean, how many times over the years have we covered murders on hiking trails, murders in parks on trails, nice places out in public? This all fits in the craziness. You're talking about a mass shooting with punk kids. Looks like punk kids are involved. Well, who knows? Wouldn't shock me if the people that shoot kids is like 40 or 50. Well, we're still waiting to find out more information about the suspect. We'll understand the suspects or suspect. Could be two. Could be two of them. Apparently some sort of police chase possibly going on. We're just waiting for more confirmation to find out if the people responsible have been caught. Have they been caught? Because let's hope they've been caught and off the streets. Make sure you share this video out, folks. We're covering what's going on. Another crazy day. The chaos continues around the country with these mass shootings. Now it's centered around kids. Kids are victims. Kids are the targets. Possibly not. Maybe the kids were in the crosshairs of some beef or some sort of craziness between gang members. Gangs of kids or these kids. It just seems like it's crazy nowadays with these kids at meeting up in these mass gatherings. They're pulling out weapons. They're pulling out weapons on each other, man. That's their solution. Pulling out weapons on people, on each other.
12 people have been shot. We're doing CPR on one possible 12-year-old.
We have a 9-year-old that was shot.
We start with breaking news here at 8. We are following reports of multiple people shot in Stockton. The San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office is currently investigating in the 1900 block of Lucille Avenue. That's very close to the intersection of Lucille and Thornton Road. And what you just heard was scanner audio from Stockton Police and Fire Dispatch. We are working to confirm those details. We know that several victims have been transported to local hospitals. Deputies are working to gather additional details, and they are asking the public to stay out of the area. It is an active crime scene with tape blocking off a large area. Fox 40 does have a reporter on the way, and we will have more details. If they can get their shot up before the end of this hour, we will have a live shot from that reporter. Otherwise, we will be all over this story tonight on Fox 40 News at 10 and online at fox40.com.
I'm off Thornton Road near Lucille Avenue in Stockton, where the sheriff's office tells us multiple people have been shot here. The Thornton Road portion of the scene centers around the Thornton Plaza Shopping Center, specifically near Herbst's Liquors. That's where we've seen several police cars, several ambulances, even firefighters. So far, all that we know is that several victims were transported to local hospitals after the shooting. It happened at some point around 6 p.m. Saturday here in the 1900 block of Lucille Avenue in Stockton. The San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office is leading the investigation here, and that's all the information we've been able to get from them so far. Police are asking people to avoid this area because Thornton Road is blocked off in both directions. As we get more information, we'll pass it along to you.
Shopping centers in that area. We're getting, I'm possibly getting a new report media update here. Maybe get some more information about what's happening. And it appears the two suspects are still out on the loose at this time, because I have not seen any indication that the people responsible for this massacre here, this mass shooting, have not been apprehended. A children's party celebration, Dairy Queen, where it appears out front of Dairy Queen, around Dairy Queen, but centered around Dairy Queen because the vice mayor put that post out about the ice cream shop. About the ice cream shop, the vice mayor. So the vice mayor's calling it out. It's like, yo, community, it's an ice cream shop. Of all places, an ice cream shop? You're going to shoot kids at an ice cream shop. You shoot kids at an ice cream shop. Okay, so I believe KCRA is back. They are back. So, yeah, might be getting some more information here shortly. Stand by. Have some new information I want to share with all of you. And we'll put it up and try to get yeah. So the numbers that are out there seem like more than 5. The number they're using in a lot of the publications is saying at least 5 injured. But there are also a lot of the numbers are saying right now 2 dead. Right now. 2 dead. It seems like, but this is internet. I'm trying to get like confirmation by. All right, we got something. Stand by.
Reports of possible gunshots near the 1900 block of Lucille Avenue. What we have confirmed at this time is that there was a banquet hall where a family was celebrating. We have 14 victims of this shooting. 4 of those are deceased. The victims have been transported to local hospitals throughout the area. This is a very active and ongoing investigation. Information remains very limited at this time. Early indications suggest that this may be a targeted incident. Investigators are exploring all possibilities at this time. Detectives are working diligently to determine the circumstances leading up to this incident. We are urging anyone with information, whether it's videotape, surveillance, maybe you're in the area and you saw something, to please contact the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office. Our number 1 priority right now is identifying the suspect in this incident. We're very grateful for our local law enforcement agencies. We have called out several agencies to come in and assist, including Manteca Police Department, Stockton PD. We've got the District Attorney's Office. We have the FBI. Again, our number 1 priority is ensuring that we find that suspect and hold them accountable.
Do you have the ages of the victims?
Ages range from juvenile to adult. I don't have specific ages that I can release at this time.
Do you know if multiple people fired guns or if it was just 1 person?
That's under investigation at this time.
Were the victims inside or outside of the venue?
To my understanding, and again, I'll correct this if needed, but to my understanding that the victims were inside of the banquet hall.
What is the name of the banquet hall?
I'll have to provide that at a later time.
What was happening at the banquet hall? What some of the event was?
To my understanding, it was a family gathering.
The mayor said it was something
something to do with the child's birthday celebration? Can you elaborate?
That's information that's coming in at this time. I do not have that to confirm.
Where's the suspect?
We're working to locate the suspect at this time.
Is there any reason to believe that it's more than one person?
That's information that we'll have to confirm at a later time.
Were any firearms recovered at the scene?
I don't have the information for you at this time.
Information on the vehicle? The investigation on the Thornton Plaza?
We will not be releasing that information at this time. Everything is under investigation.
Are you able to share which direction the banquet hall is in, if it's further down Thornton or on Lucille?
So behind us, I don't know if you guys can see, there's a Dairy Queen. Inside that parking area, there is a banquet hall.
So it's that
It's further down.
Oh. So we're in the wrong spot. City or county?
County. The sheriff's office is handling this investigation at this time.
There's a shooter outside when the shots were fired.
Specific information is all under investigation at this time. We will be providing an update when we can.
I have to imagine, I don't know if you're able to speak on this, investigations like this involving children cannot be easy for any of the deputies or officers.
It is unfathomable that there are young children who are harmed, that there is anybody who is harmed in this, and our hearts go out to those victims, to their families, and to our community. Do you have any further questions at this time? Okay.
All right. So she's definitely affected. You could tell. You could see she's affected. She's affected, folks. We're going to take you back to the scene earlier, a little bit earlier, as we wait and get more information about what's going on. Stand by, folks. But yeah, she's definitely affected. One person. It looks like 4 dead. It looks like 4 dead, 14 injured. That's what I heard. That's exactly what I heard. I heard 4 dead and 14 victims. And again, social media has posted at the one victim, at least one that possibly could be the dead, is a 9-year-old. A 9-year-old. They definitely say a 9-year-old got shot. And they're also saying a 12-year-old, a 23-year-old, and multiple other victims. That could have been them dead. This is scary stuff. One thing, too, is it one suspect or 2? 1 or 2 suspects. And the reason why is because she kept saying suspect. Now, somebody asked about the second one. She said, I had to get back to you. Just like she didn't know it was technically an ice cream shop. That's what the vice mayor put the information out there on social media. So there are probably some things she's not filled in on. The question is there a suspect or suspects, 1 or 2 for sure, and who are they? Who is he? Because it takes a monster, an absolute, you got to be sick to do a targeted attack at a child's birthday party. Targeted attack. Sounds like you're targeting, knowing about the birthday party, or going and targeting. Targeted attack at a child's birthday party at a Dairy Queen. 4 dead. Stockton, California. Comes just a day after a mass shooting in the California area right outside of San Jose, Santa Clara. Happened last night. Scary. California. In the news the last 24 hours. California. 2 major incidents. But it appears it's a banquet hall or something. Maybe in the parking lot used or something. Because I remember she saying that. But the vice mayor saying an ice cream shop. It's like a family gathering at a banquet hall. That's what it appears to me. So maybe outside, in the back, tent. You know what I mean? Set out some little tables. That's kind of what it seems like. Not actually in the Dairy Queen, because really, if you think about it, they're not going to let 100 people in a Dairy Queen for someone's birthday. They're like, yo, our permit's only like 20 people or something. Dairy Queens are not very big. I mean, you can go into a Dairy Queen, I guess, but Dairy Queens Most Dairy Queens, it's only like a little stand-up center and a little side thing with maybe like 10 chairs or something like that. You really going to have a child's birthday party and say, hey, we're going to have one inside the Dairy Queen? They would be like, I'm sorry, we would love to have the service, but for fire code regulations, but some might not comply. You know, who knows? Who knows? Imagine if there was like 100 people packed in that Dairy Queen. Nothing shocking considering the mass shooting we just covered in South Carolina, St. Helena, at Willie's Bar. Remember Willie's Bar? Willie's Bar was a tiny little bar, and there was literally 700 people there. It's crazy. By the way, somebody involved with that shooting got caught. Thank God. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to try to find out a little bit more, possibly description of suspect. That's the curiosity. That's kind of the goal at this point. Who is the suspect? White, black, Spanish, Hispanic, what? Asian? Who's the suspect? Age. Is the suspect over 18? Is the suspect a juvenile? Vehicles. How did the suspect get away? Foot? Or did the suspect get in a vehicle? Because there's some speculation they were in pursuit of a vehicle, but I didn't hear her say that. I didn't hear her say that in the press conference. Anything about a chase, did you? I didn't hear anything about a chase at all. Shooting in Stockton. It's getting bad out there, folks, when you have these crazy shootings that are just happening, and it's just getting worse and worse of the type of places these things are. You're at the level children's party. A children's party. You're at the level now of a children's party. You're going to have shootings at a children's party. Sick and demonic. Our society is going to be doomed if we continue to go down this path. You won't be able to take your children out anywhere anymore, whether it's a mall, movies, bowling alleys, ice cream shops, shopping plazas, stores, schools. You're not going to be able to take your children out there anymore. Is that what it's going to be like in the United States of America 10 to 20 years from now? Scary stuff. We are a pro-law enforcement channel on JLR Investigates. We support our law enforcement. You need that line of defense. It's getting crazy out there. And they come back with statistics and say violent crime comes down. I don't believe those numbers. Personally, where do you get the numbers from? Where do you get these figures? Who's doing it? Because if you've been on this channel, how many live streams have we done with mass shootings on this channel? Probably more than most channels out there on a continuous basis. We've probably covered on this channel 500 to 1,000 mass shootings, I would think, maybe. And it's chaotic. Happens anywhere. City, suburb, rural, farmlands, urban as can be, in the middle of nowhere, trees, sticks, farmland. It's crazy in this country. It's crazy. And look, and just match it with the videos of just kids, TikTokers, kids in high school. Just match the videos. The videos of these kids in these communities making their TikToks and stuff like that shows the dynamics of what we're dealing with, our younger generation. Our younger generation. It's bad right now. It's bad. It's bad. It's as worse as it's ever been, I think, in this country. Our younger generation, I think it is at its all-time worst since America was founded. I really do. Does anyone disagree with me on that? We're talking a little bit about just society as a culture for folks. We're talking about things. We're talking about how, our country is. And some viewers are watching from around the world, and we love all our supporters. We love everyone that watches. I think it's good for people from around the world to watch what is happening here in the United States, because we do have a lot of good people that from all across the world and share a little bit in the comments and the chats about their communities, and they don't have this where they live. Some places. But we have it here in this country. This is insanity. Like, it's almost to the point you can't really take your kid out to go to school. Public schools are out in the public anymore. You got to shield them from the evil out there, the corruption, the craziness, the morale of our country, which I personally feel it got at an all-time worst from 2020 on. I think 2020 something turned up the volume so quick. Everything escalated like with craziness because it was getting bad gradually. But as soon as it hit 2020, I think the switch got turned. And then from 2020 on, just whacking crazy stuff. And I do think it's a lot of these generations that were staying home. We got a clip. Let me put this clip up.
From CBS 13.
And thanks for joining us here on CBS 13 right before 8 o'clock tonight. We do have some breaking news that we want to share with you right now. This is happening in Stockton. We have very little information at this point, but we do know that several people have been taken to the hospital after a shooting. Again, this is in Stockton. We know the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office is at the scene right now. You can see a heavy police presence there. This is right off of Lucille Avenue in Stockton, right near the 1900 block. Again, we're hearing about several victims because of a shooting in Stockton, but we are working to get some more details. We do have multiple crews out on the scene right now. If we can get to our photojournalist, Sean Halverson, he has been on the scene. He has been in that area, hopefully talking with some of the authorities out there, although I know that it's slow going right now as they try to piece together exactly what's happening. Do we have Sean for us right now? Hi, Sean, what can you tell us?
Well, this happened a little over an hour ago. Police came by and told me this was a mass shooting, which means there was 3 or more people shot. They wouldn't confirm any kind of fatalities or anything, but apparently there was people up Lucille Avenue. I think they were running around after the shooting happened. Police were searching the buildings to make sure there's no other additional victims. But right now, police just have Thornton Road at Lucille totally shut down. This is a multi-jurisdiction case because one side is Stockton and one side is San Joaquin County. So right now we're currently waiting for the sheriffs to tell us what's going on. They've called in every additional unit they possibly can. UOP police is out here. There's CHP's out here. Police, Stockton police and sheriff are out here. But as of right now, we don't exactly know if there's been any victims, any fatalities out here.
Right. So we do have so much more information to gather on this one as we're hearing multiple agencies out there. UOP, you've said, San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office, Stockton Police as well. I'm trying to get an idea
CHP.
of what this area looks like. CHP is out there. I'm trying to get an idea of what this area looks like right now. It looks like it's a residential area. Have you heard from any of the people that we've seen walking around there? Was there a house party or anything else that we know of that was going on in that area?
I would only be speculating it looked like a house party, but I can't tell. I don't know. But there's people on the other side of the road, and we can't get over there right now. We've seen nobody that around here. I haven't seen anybody that heard anything or saw anything. Just a bunch of people looky-loos out here right now.
So Lucille Avenue, this is right in the 1900 block in Stockton right now. That area, it looks like it's all just houses in that area.
There's houses. There's businesses all around here. There's like a. If you see up here, there's a Dairy Queen.
There we go.
There's a pizza place up here. There's a 7-Eleven across the street. Yeah, this is residential and businesses out here. Okay, so a pretty busy area then, because if you've got those businesses right there. Yes. We could see that there were people walking up and down that area, obviously not just neighbors, because they could have been going to those businesses that are right there as well. Exactly. Yeah, I think there was people running to these businesses when the shooting happened too. So. Police were searching for extra victims in some of these businesses out here. I believe there's a pizza place up there.
Continue, Sean.
Oh, I believe there's a strip mall right over here, and there's a bunch of different businesses in there, pizza place and whatnot. As you can see here, there's some people that were out here. I believe they were probably at the location where it happened at, but I'm not sure. They've been out here the entire time. They're across the street from us. We can't get over to their area.
And I was just hearing from our producer as well, Sean, that Vice Mayor Jason Lee had spoken a short time ago saying that this had happened at an ice cream shop in that area, possibly related to a birthday party that was
that side, the side that we're standing closer to, if you're familiar with this area, there's an Arco and a 7-Eleven. And then on the other side of the street, you have O'Reilly's Auto Parts. So all of this area is impacted. If you're familiar with Stockton, Marley, just wanting to set the scene of just the scope and the scale of this, and the idea that even elected officials are still finding out information because those first responders on the ground are still finding that out as they move through this tonight.
Madison, absolutely alarming to hear of the number of victims. And of course, that some of these were kids. That is what we're hearing. And we're even hearing very young from online social media people posting. But of course, that's not being confirmed. We can only say that police will say from juvenile to adult, but very upsetting to hear all of this. Are you hearing anything about a suspect? Is anybody out there talking about anything that they heard, saw, or that this stemmed from some sort of fight? Are you hearing anything about that?
Marley, not officially. I mean, in these kinds of fluid situations, and you hit, we're talking about social media, and I always like to say this, in these types of situations, everything is subject to change. What we know from the first call that came in when we were in our newsroom and heard of this, that there could be 2 suspects, there could be more, and the suspect's age could be younger. Again, that's subject to change. That has not been confirmed, but it is what was out in those first calls from law enforcement as they were calling out to other different agencies to get help on this. So as far as the official word, have not gotten that yet tonight. But again, you know, I always say there's a lot of comments right now and commentary on social media, and until it's official from law enforcement, from those elected officials, you know, we won't move forward with that. But I am acknowledging that people are talking about it, and it is something that we heard go over that police radio a couple of hours ago.
Yeah, and we do know that there are multiple agencies investigating this right now, but the lead agency on this is the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office. So they have specifically put out the call for any witnesses, anybody who may have heard anything, to make sure that they're calling the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office. But we know Stockton Police is on this, as well as CHP. Even the Stockton Unified School District had officials out there as well to look through all of this. We do have some scanner sound that we were listening in on earlier. You know, when you're hearing the information come across on the police scanners, we do get a lot of information on that. So if we can listen in on that too.
Their officer located broken boards at the fence and found another subject, 5088, in the alley, and 4 down in the Dairy Queen parking lot.
Okay, so you heard them talking about subjects in the alley and over by the Dairy Queen parking lot. As we were listening in on the press conference earlier, we heard from the San Joaquin County Sheriff's PIO saying that this happened at a banquet hall that is located in that Dairy Queen parking lot. And we also heard from the Vice Mayor Jason Lee that there was a birthday party, a child's birthday party at the Dairy Queen as well, that was happening when this shooting broke out. And again, 14 people in all shot, 4 dead in this mass shooting. Multiple agencies out there right now trying to piece this all together. The key here is we're trying to learn more about any suspects who may have been involved in this, but at this point, information is very limited. I was hoping to get to Sean Halverson. He is our photojournalist who's been out there at the scene as well. I know that he was one of the first to arrive there at the scene, so he saw them blocking off this very wide area. Would we be able to go to Sean real quick?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Sean, to talk to me about, now you've seen this area really grow and how much they've started to block off here just to get everybody back so they can investigate exactly what has happened. Sort of walk us through, you were out there first at the scene, sort of what you've seen as the night has gone on. This happened around 6 o'clock, so we're almost 3 hours in now.
Yeah, when I got here, they started blocking off Thornton Road. They put flares all around. And then it goes all the way, I believe it's about a quarter mile down past that strip mall down there. I think it's Wadman, I believe the street is down that way. But right now, this whole area is blocked off. People are being diverted on, actually on Wadman, they're being diverted down that way. So they can't get home. Some people can't get home. I believe they are stranded out here because, their houses, I believe, the only way to get into their houses through this Lucille, I believe.
So important for everyone just to really stay away from that area. Now, since you were out there so early on, did you see anybody out there who you were able to talk with? Just anybody who had been sort of straying from that birthday party or perhaps the party that was in that area when this all happened?
They've kept everybody back from that area. So the media has been separated from the people that were at what, if it was a party or whatever, the people have been separated from there. So we haven't been by us at all that I know of. I've been asking around and nobody's seen anything right now. So like I said, they just been sitting on the other side of the street where we can't get to them.
Well, we appreciate you being the eyes and the ears at the scene first on there in Stockton. Sean, thank you so much. We want to take a live picture right now at the hospital where they have been taking some of these victims. This is at the San Joaquin General Hospital. We know some of the victims have been taken to this hospital. Quite a hectic night for two hospitals really in that area. Again, as they've had 14 victims in all that they had rushed to these nearby hospitals. 4 dead in this mass shooting. So quite a busy night for the hospitals there. We know that they are still trying to investigate. So this area in Stockton will be closed off for quite some time as they try to sort of map through exactly what happened with this birthday party that turned into a mass shooting. We do have Kayla Moeller, who has been out at the scene too, with some more information. Kayla, what do you have for us?
Yeah, Marley, that's right. It looks like the mayor just arrived on scene. Also, the DA is on their way. It's just a very, somber mood here. The mood is heavy. To my left, some officials are hugging each other. During the presser, the sheriff's PIO called this unfathomable. Again, 10 people were hit, or 14 total were hit. 4 have been confirmed dead. The age ranges do range from juveniles to adults. The exact ages are unclear. Again, they were at that banquet hall. The name of the banquet hall is unclear right now, but it is in that same area where the Dairy Queen is. If you can see that over my shoulder, a family was just there having some sort of celebration. Perhaps, yes, a child's birthday party. We are still trying to figure out the details, trying to figure out where the suspect is or the suspects. The motive of the shooting is unclear. This is all still fresh under investigation. Multiple agencies are here handling this. The FBI is here. CHP, everybody is helping, all hands on deck. I'm looking around and it seems like neighbors are starting to kind of come and congregate. There are some gas stations over across the street to my left, and they are just starting to come by and see what's going on. But it's just a really tragic situation here and everybody's feeling it, and we will continue to push for information and let you know.
Yeah, tragic indeed. Kayla, if you can just walk us through that area too, because many of us didn't even know that there was that banquet hall in the Dairy Queen parking lot. It was sort of surprising to even hear of that. If you could just sort of explain to us too, this sounds like this is mainly just a lot of those businesses along that very busy Thornton, and then that is where it branches off into more of a neighborhood down Lucille. Do I have that right?
Yes, that's exactly right. This is a very busy main road, and surrounding it are just homes. It's a residential neighborhood. I was driving through the streets trying to get here because, again, it's all blocked off. It's a crime scene. Everything's under investigation. A very large scope of the area is cut off. So I was driving just a couple blocks over, and it's just people's homes, peaceful in there. And then this is all happening over here. The Dairy Queen, that area, I'm a little too far to really see where that banquet hall is. But it seems like an area where a lot of people congregate. This is, again, that busy road right off this main area. So I don't know if maybe that had something to do with the suspect being able to quickly leave the scene, or suspects. We are not sure. It's unclear if there are one or more shooters. But yeah, again, a scary situation considering that there are homes just in the next block over.
Yeah, so very upsetting. And we can see the mayor, Christina Fugazi, there on scene too right now. We're getting a shot of her as she's talking with some of the people out there on the scene right now. We know that this has been so very upsetting for the community, for city leaders as they've tried to get ahead of this and try to find out exactly what happened. The important thing is that if anybody knows anything, that they call the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office, because at this point they are the lead investigating agency, and we don't know anything about the suspect or suspects who could be involved in this. One thing that we did ask when we were out there talking on the scene is we asked, do we know if there were multiple shooters? If there was just one shooter, that was one thing that they could not confirm for us at this point. They also were not able to confirm the exact ages of the victims involved in this, but just to say that they were juvenile to adult. But still so upsetting when you hear about this, and the vice mayor earlier putting out that he did know that this was a children's birthday party where this all stemmed from. So upsetting for so many people. We want to get back to Madison Keevy, who is at the scene as well. She's been learning some more details about this. Madison, what can you tell us?
Marley, we're going to set that scene now. This is Thornton Plaza, and it's one of the centerfolds of this investigation as it stands now. Numerous investigators are here. This is that banquet hall area that Kayla was talking about. Just kind of show you, this is, again, we're on that Thornton Road. The types of businesses here, you have Captain's Anchor, which is a bar and restaurant, Dante's Pizza, a liquor store, looks like a vocational program school, a massage parlor, a smoke shop. There's even a veterinary clinic that sits on the corner just next to this. And right now there's about a dozen investigators that are centered right outside of this building here that you see. Looks like in between a comics and cards store and a liquor store. They were speaking as we walked up. The entire parking lot is closed as part of this investigation. I mean, but you could see the number of businesses here. And at the time when this happened, just a quick look online, most of these businesses, based on their business hours posted, were still open. And we know, just based on a couple of witnesses that posted online, they cleared out really quickly. Off camera, we did have someone tell us that at that time there were people even hopping over. There's a fence around this shopping center that people were just running, just trying to get away, trying to get out of the area. Again, so it's hard to say that this is the center of their investigation because of just simply the size out here. But investigators are gathered, if you will, in this parking lot. And this is just up from the O'Reilly Auto Parts, which is where you just heard from Kayla, just a few steps. And again, this whole block is closed right now. There's police tape. There's, Stockton police, CHP, sheriffs, cars that are keeping all of this closed. And it definitely sets the scene of the kind of area this is. This is a busy thoroughfare. I mean, there's a lot of cars that come down here, especially around the time when this happened. And again, multiple businesses in this shopping plaza. And on the other side of the street, there's a few businesses as well, but it's mostly cleared out. And I'm also noticing, just based on the businesses in this plaza, Marley, cameras. We have, made a couple of calls to at least one of the restaurants here, and they say that their security footage might have something. They're still going through it and checking. And that's also likely what investigators are doing here tonight, to just piece together, again, this large scene.
We really do appreciate you giving us that sort of scene set up out there, Madison, because that's exactly what I really wanted to give people this idea, is just how busy Thornton is, that whole stretch there. And as you were just saying too, just in noticing all of those businesses and their hours on the doors, this happened around 6 o'clock. Those businesses were open at the time. So this gives you an idea of just how busy that area most likely was at that time, right?
It does, Marley. And I think, too, when you look at the nature of the businesses, these are mostly restaurants. There's a donut shop. These are businesses that you would have people in and going to up through when they closed. It's a Saturday night after Thanksgiving, people, out and about, for the day. And of course, as we know, from that party that was being celebrated, that likely plays a central role in what happened here, or at least where it happened. And I think that when you see this parking center, you see exactly that. There's a market, there's a nail salon. I mean, there's even more businesses that aren't just listed on the sign of, again, this is Thornton Plaza, that would have been open at this time. A lot of restaurants, a martial arts school, and a Dairy Queen. And the Dairy Queen I do want to mention because we have seen a lot of comments online about where this happened, what happened, and the proximity to this Dairy Queen. It is the business that's on the corner here facing Thornton, on the side of Thornton. And I will say, even just in looking right now, they are closed, but there's one employee standing outside, which, you know, could mean that they're speaking to investigators who, again, are walking in between the buildings of this plaza. So they've gone where we can't see them, but they're walking around. I see one now. He has his flashlight down, and they're really focused on this area between the two buildings that, again, have different suites in them. So there's multiple businesses in these units. And you can see, even as that officer is walking through there, that is where they're sort of focused. It looks like, even just from where I'm standing, there's a gate, a fence that's usually closed, and what looks like ice lockers, because there are restaurants that are attached to that building. That looks like Herbst Liquor based on the sign. And then next to it, again, is that comics and card shop.
And Madison, I know you were here.
Again,
you were here in the newsroom before we rushed you off to get there to Stockton. I know that our assignment editors were on the phone with the Dairy Queen, just trying to find out, you know, if any of the employees inside there had been involved in any way, shape, or form. They were saying that their employees hadn't been involved at all. It's interesting, though, with that Dairy Queen, you can't see where that banquet hall would be, but from what we understand, from what the sheriff's office was saying, that this banquet hall is in that parking lot area right there of the Dairy Queen, right?
Yes, this is right, Marley. And, you know, when this call first came in, as we were trying to verify if something was happening, what was happening, and if people were hurt, injured, that was one of the first phone calls, because this business was the one that kept being mentioned. And just based on its proximity, pointing out to the road, with cameras pointing out to the road, it is the most visible as you're driving by, as people are coming and going. A lot of the comments that we saw when this first happened was around that, because people that were in the area, you know, you look up and you can see that sign lit up bigger than any other business in this plaza. So it is interesting now, as we're standing here, I'm even looking, and my photographer Carlos is pointed in the direction where we've seen the majority of those officers. I'm walking a little bit of a distance from him, and there's no specific sign that says banquet hall. I'm not saying I'm not seeing it. So I'm not saying it's not in there. Just from the streets, you know, again, that just adds to exactly what happened, where, and how this happened. I think those are still some glaring unanswered questions, of course, because this did, you know, just happen a couple hours ago. But
and I know you've been scouring your social media. I've been looking on social media too, and already some videos posted right now of the scene directly after that shooting took place. Very upsetting to see some of these videos that I'm seeing on social media right now, where you can actually see first responders in the middle of CPR on some of these victims. Again, just to reset here so everyone knows exactly what we're covering here. This is a mass shooting in Stockton, right along busy Thornton Road, which is right there in Stockton. It happened right near Lucille Avenue, which then turned into more of a residential area. But that busy Thornton Road is where this all started, near that Dairy Queen. From what the San Joaquin County Sheriff's investigators have found, it stemmed from a possible birthday party, a party, we know that for sure, at the banquet hall that's near that Dairy Queen. A mass shooting taking place with 14 people shot in all, 4 dead now in this mass shooting, as multiple agencies investigate. We know that the FBI has been out there, Stockton police are out there, the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office is out there as well, CHP, but the lead investigating office right now is the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office. And that is so important, because they want to speak with anyone out there who knows anything about this party that then looped into a mass shooting. They need witnesses, because at this point, we're getting very little details right now on a suspect or suspects. At this point, they won't confirm whether or not there's more than one shooter involved here. So we're trying to get some more information on that. Madison, we do appreciate you giving us that look around this area. We know that the mayor is out there as well, as our cameras were able to capture her just a few moments ago. Have you been able to speak with the mayor by any chance?
talked to the mayor. Marley, do you have me?
I do.
Yeah. So, yes, we have been able to talk to the mayor tonight, and just a little bit of an idea of what she said. Again, she's still also waiting for information, just like everybody else here. But first and foremost, she said her heart goes out to the victims and families. Again, reiterating what we've heard the chief of police here in Stockton say over the last few months, and really in his tenure over the last year or so: see something, say something. And so she was just kind of reiterating of, it's hard to believe that in the area where this happened, with as many businesses at the time that this happened, that there wouldn't be any witnesses. So she's calling on those potential witnesses who were in the area, might have been in this area, seen or heard something, to share that with investigators. And she also says, we talked to her before she got to the scene. She said she was coming here, as she is now, to make sure that she can, give condolences to anyone that is here and impacted, and also just, be boots on the ground to get those real-time updates like what we're doing from investigators as they have it. But again, just reiterating, heart goes out to the victims and families. We'll also say, in the same vein of elected officials, Jason Lee put a lengthy statement out on social media and says that he's devastated and angry about that. That's a quote, that this mass shooting at a child's birthday party, calling it an ice cream shop, should never be the place where families fear for their lives, and shared a little bit more about that he is sending his thoughts, prayers, and love to those families who are hurting, to the children who witnessed the trauma, and to anyone across the city who feels this pain. And even tonight, I've been approached by a handful of people that have just come out, that live in the area, and wanted to see sort of what was going on. They hadn't realized exactly the extent of this investigation, but they saw the law enforcement presence. And I spoke to one woman who was asking for some of the facts, and said that she'd heard it online and didn't want to believe it was true, and came down to find out for herself if in her community, she lives in that neighborhood on the other side of this plaza, that she couldn't believe in her community she was hearing what she was hearing of this extent.
All right, Madison, yes, we can certainly understand the upset, and then, of course, the shock that this would even happen in your community, but so much so. But we hear of, from juvenile to adult, 14 people shot, 4 dead. We can only imagine the upset, and of course, just the shocking, stunning news to learn about this in your community. Madison, we appreciate you giving us that bird's eye view there of what they're still doing there in Stockton as they investigate and try to figure out exactly what led up to this mass shooting.
This is breaking news from CBS 13.
Local
we are
news
returning
here.
to that breaking news right now. Stockton Mayor Christina Fugazi confirming that multiple people were shot in a mass shooting in Stockton. We have multiple crews at the scene right now, a very large police presence, but a lot of unknowns right now. Again, at this time, the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office, the only one right now telling us that several people were hurt and that many have been taken to the hospital. They are the lead agency, but we do have several agencies there right now. We also have Kayla Moeller at the scene right along Thornton Road and Ashburn Drive. We know that there are several businesses there, including that Dairy Queen that we've seen has really been the focus of this entire investigation. So Kayla, what can you tell us right now?
Well, Marley, that's right. What we know so far is that 14 people have been shot, 4 people killed. The age ranges range from juvenile to adults. I am here with Heather Brent. She is a spokesperson with the San Joaquin Sheriff's Office. Heather, you earlier when we were at that presser, you called this unfathomable.
I mean, this is tragic. You have a family who was celebrating, an event at this banquet hall, and just this tragic incident has occurred. So,
is this being treated as a mass casualty incident?
This is being treated as a mass casualty. You can only imagine the moving parts with this, from our deputies arriving to utilizing medical resources to get these victims to local hospitals, and then just calling in all other agencies to come in and help investigate this incident.
And what goes into something like this? Who is here? Who's assisting?
You have several outside agencies. So San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office, we're leading this investigation. We've got Manteca Police Department, Stockton Police Department, Stockton Unified School District Police. We have Delta College Police. We have the FBI. We have the District Attorney's Office.
Okay, and as far as a suspect or suspects, what do we know?
So that is something that's being investigated at this time. So I don't have a number. To my understanding, it is one, but we don't want to put any limit on anything. That is under investigation.
And is it that they are on the run?
That is that they have not been identified at this time.
Okay, and then as far as the hospitals go, you said that, you know, the other victims were transported to area hospitals. What is that looking like? Which hospitals, and are they on lockdown?
So those hospitals throughout the surrounding area, and I will not be giving that specific information at this time. Obviously, safety to our patients.
Okay, so we don't know if they are or are not on lockdown?
I don't have that information for you.
Okay.
I'm not releasing the name of the hospitals.
Okay. Okay. Well, we are continuing to stay on this. We will be here on the ground. I am here. Madison Keevy is also here. You can see over my shoulder where that Dairy Queen is. That's where the banquet hall is located, where a family was celebrating when all of this unfolded. It's just a really tragic situation. It's kind of all hands on deck here. A large police presence, a lot of closures. There's flares in the road. And again, just like Heather said, this is all still under investigation, very active, and we'll keep you updated.
Kayla Muller, thank you for that live update, and especially from hearing once again from the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office, putting out that call for any witnesses or anyone with information to please give them a call as they continue looking for a suspect or suspects. Again, we have multiple crews out on the scene. We also have CBS 13's Madison Keevy right there. Madison, get us up to speed with what you've learned.
Marley, I'm standing on the road right in front of Thornton Plaza, which is one of the focuses for investigators tonight, because this is where we're told that everything started with that party at the banquet hall. From where we're standing, though.
All right, so I muted it down for a second. Let's talk. So, you know, they have a continuous live feed there, but I want to share some information that I found on social media, because this kind of maybe changes the dynamics of the situation or what. One thing I'm a little curious, was this an unregulated party? Was this some sort of unregulated child, party and stuff like that? We'll have to find out about the specifics, because you're hearing Dairy Queen, you're hearing banquet, you're hearing a few things. But here's what this West Coast Gang Wars put out. They put a social media post out, and they said mass shooting occurred in Stockton involving the Fly Boys and Muddy Boys. It occurred at a children's birthday party in which 20 people were shot and 4 have died. The birthday party was for the daughter of Nanu from the Muddy Boys. I also have confirmation that the rapper MB Nell from the Muddy Boys was shot as well. Story is developing. So this is interesting. Now we're talking about gangs or groups of people, the Fly Boys and the Muddy Boys. And we're talking about a rapper now involved here named MBNEL. I never even heard of this rapper before, from the Muddy Boys. So now this changes this whole situation, like gangs and craziness. Now, what's that have to do in a sense of the children's party? Well, it appears one of the Muddy Boys had a daughter that attended the birthday party. You follow what I mean? So that's why the Muddy Boys were there. What if his child attended the birthday party? So is this like a birthday party where they just get, hey, give everyone ice cream, hang out, just pull out some chairs and do this right around the corner from the Dairy Queen. We go to Dairy Queen, we get the ice cream, we put all these, maybe that's how it was. You know what I mean? It's not like it happened inside the Dairy Queen. It happened somewhere outside the Dairy Queen, it appears. So I'm going to turn the volume back on. We're going to listen to them a little bit more. I'll gather more information. When I find more, I'll share with all of you.
On scene, they still have this very large area blocked off of Thornton Road, right near Lucille Avenue, but a long stretch of Thornton Road, which is a very busy thoroughfare through there in Stockton, with several businesses along the way, that is closed off right now. Many people, I'm sure, kept back from their homes even in that area as they just try to piece together exactly what led up to this shooting. What we've been told is that this all stemmed from a party at a banquet hall that is right there near the Dairy Queen. This is what then broke out into a shooting that left 14 people shot and 4 dead. We have our photojournalist Sean Halverson out there at the scene as well. He was one of the first to get to the scene right as they were starting this investigation, right as all of that chaos was unfolding and multiple agencies continued to gather trying to figure out what happened. So Sean, thank you for joining us again. Can you get us up to speed on what you're learning since you've been out there? We know you've been out there really most of this evening.
Well, I finally confirmed that the street is Thornton Road is blocked off from Wagner Heights to Wadman, and so that whole area is blocked off. It's about maybe a quarter mile or so blocked off. And also, I don't see any more people out here. There used to be groups of people out here, but they've all moved on. So I'm not sure where they went. Maybe they went to hospitals and stuff. I believe they're people that were probably at this gathering. Right now, I'm standing in front of the shopping center where this happened. I don't know exactly if it's. I guess it's in there a little bit more that I can't see it from my vantage point. But the mayor's out here now. I tried to talk to her a little while ago. She seemed visibly upset, and she said she talked to the media in a little while. A lot of people out here are upset. This is a really sad event out here this evening. But yeah, so between Wagner Heights and Wadman's blocked off, and I would avoid the area if you can, because it's a lot of traffic trying to get around.
Right, definitely. And so the most important thing from that, Sean, really is for everyone to just avoid this area right now. They have quite the investigation on their hands to figure out exactly who all was involved at this point with so many victims. And we have no word yet on the suspect or suspects. That will be the key right here. That's what everyone's wanting to know, is what led up to this and who exactly is involved. That's why the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office is really putting it out there that they need to hear from anybody who may have heard anything at this point, because most likely they fled that area and they're talking about it. Sean, thank you so much for giving us that update. We do know that CBS 13's Kayla Mueller has been out there as well, speaking with the Sheriff's PIO just moments ago. Kayla, what can you tell us now?
Yeah, that's right, Marley. The Sheriff's PIO also, she did tell me that they are looking at this as a targeted attack. So she wanted to make it clear to the public that they don't believe that there is a threat to the public right now. They are investigating this as a targeted attack. As of right now, over my shoulder, you can see that's Mayor Fugazi. I spoke with her moments ago, and she said that she's getting her bearings, kind of getting the lay of the land, and then she's going to be coming by to make a comment to us all. So we're just here waiting for that.
All right, Kayla, thank you. We appreciate that update. And we are learning right now that the governor as well has been briefed on this situation in Stockton and is now working closely with local law enforcement just to monitor this situation, especially as they still have a suspect or suspects still out there that we don't know. We can't put out a description for you right now because we have very limited information on exactly what happened and who was involved. Just that this all stemmed from a gathering at that banquet hall there over near the Dairy Queen. We have CBS 13's Madison Keevy on the scene right now as well. Madison, we know you've been working the scene out there, trying to get some more information. What can you tell us now?
Marley, as we're starting to see on social media, people that were here have taken videos and, of course, urging them to share those videos with investigators, not just posting them online. But what those videos tell us is really a no-brainer. There was a lot of people. It was chaotic, people running in all directions. And the Thornton Plaza, where that event was happening, was at the center of this. Everybody scattered as those gunshots rang out. So I'll step away again to set this scene. Whether you are just now joining us or you've been here, you can see the number of businesses that make up this plaza. We're talking over a dozen businesses. And on a quick check online, the majority of these businesses were open at the time based on the hours that they have posted. I mean, this was still, around 6 o'clock on a Saturday night after a holiday. This is a holiday weekend. So there were a lot of people out and about. The videos that we are seeing on social media show this parking lot. They show people running over some of these back fences, trying to hop and run towards that neighborhood. And of course, just the chaos that comes in a situation like this, multiple gunshots, and of course, as we know now, multiple victims and those who are injured. The banquet hall, though, I'll also point out, is not visible from where we're standing. A lot of these businesses have large light up signs. There isn't one that would describe something that would host a gathering of this size. But what we do know from being here is that a number of investigators have been focused on this area between the two buildings there. You'll see a red sign in the distance. That's a liquor store. Next to it, on the other side, that's a little more lit up, is a comics and card shop. You can see there's police tape that's been taken down by investigators, and they've been going in and out tonight with flashlights, of course, looking for evidence. And we can't see that side of the building, but there are more businesses on that side. I also have pointed out the Dairy Queen. That has become a landmark in this, especially for people who are online, and is a couple of reasons. One, it's very well seen. It's right on Thornton. You've got this large light up sign. This was what a couple of witnesses told us as we were first learning the facts, where they were and where they heard that sound come from. They've used the Dairy Queen sign as sort of a landmark to say, this is where I heard people screaming and those gunshots. I also will notice standing here, there are cameras on all of these buildings, but especially on this corner, a camera that faces the road and a camera that looks out into the parking lot. We've spoken with employees at this Dairy Queen. They were not involved and no one was injured tonight. Again, you can see the scope of this, the focus for investigators in this plaza and on the backside of this plaza, where the road is closed and there are more residential homes and fewer businesses, but an alley that sort of separates them, we know is there. So this is that scene. And again, reiterating that the mayor and as well as the law enforcement are calling on anyone who saw something to say something. And just based on what we're seeing online and just how busy this street is and was at that time, just the number of people, as the mayor said to us in an earlier phone call, it's hard to believe that no one saw something. So if you did report that, because that is going to help really piece together what's a large crime scene here, as well as one that involves, of course, a lot of people.
Right. Madison, we cannot stress that enough, that if you know anything, if you have heard anything, to please call the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office. This has been so upsetting and disturbing to hear about this happening in one of our communities. Madison, we appreciate that live look and also walking us through that area to give us a better idea of where this all happened, because you can see how busy Thornton Road is in Stockton with that string of businesses right there that were all open at this time. This just happened before 6 o'clock tonight, and those businesses were open. So you can imagine the number of people who would have been in that area along this very busy thoroughfare through Stockton. At this point, we do know that the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office is the one leading this, but Stockton police have also been out on scene as well. We're hoping to hear from them too. We want to get back to CBS 13's Kayla Moeller right now, as she just learned that we will be getting some new information soon. Kayla, what can you tell us?
Possibly.
Yeah, Marley, just a few moments ago, David Scott with the Stockton Police Department did say that momentarily they would be coming by to give a comment. He was also with Mayor Fugazi, so I'm assuming we'll hear from her as well. Heather Brent with the San Joaquin Sheriff's Office called this an unfathomable situation. And I think that was a great word to describe this situation, just unfathomable. Children potentially shot and killed just at a family gathering, a family celebration. And again, like we were discussing earlier, this is a very busy main road, but just on either side of it are residential homes. Madison was over more towards the Dairy Queen. She called that kind of the landmark. Again, that's where that banquet hall is, where the family was celebrating. Heather Brent did say that they are investigating this as a targeted incident. So there is no reason for the public to be afraid. They are searching for, or not, the suspect just has not been identified. It's unclear if it's one or multiple people, but the San Joaquin Sheriff's Office says that right now it's looking like it's one person in a targeted event.
Yes, that's one thing that we have been hearing too, that it is a targeted mass shooting. Still very upsetting even to hear that when you have this large number of victims. Kayla, we appreciate that look at that. We're going to be checking back in with you just momentarily. As we know, Stockton police are expected to brief media members out there shortly, as we want to hear more information about possible suspects or who else was involved in all this. Just to reset real quickly so that you get you up to speed at home as to what is happening right now. This happened just before 6 o'clock, a mass shooting in Stockton. Now, the center right now of this investigation is really around that Dairy Queen that we have just zoomed in on. In this area, this is right along Thornton Road, right near Lucille Avenue as well. So when you branch off onto Lucille Avenue, you get more into a neighborhood, a residential area. But right there where you can see that Dairy Queen, that is just a long stretch, Thornton Plaza, of several businesses that were all open at the time when this mass shooting broke out just before 6 o'clock. From what we've been told by the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office, that there was a family gathering, some sort of celebration at a banquet hall that is right there in that parking lot where the Dairy Queen is located when shots were fired. 14 people shot, in all 4 dead in this mass shooting. We know that all of those victims have been taken to different hospitals in that area. At this point, of course, investigators not wanting to release which hospitals they were taken to, of course, for the victims' safety, as they still try to map out what happened and nail down who the suspect is in all of this. We also asked earlier when we were getting briefed by investigators, do we know anything about the suspect or suspects? At this point, they would not release any of that information, but of course we are pressing for those answers to get more information for you at home. And of course, to also be aware that in this area along Thornton Road, to just stay away from that area as they continue investigating. We have Madison Keevy out there right now in this area. All right, Madison, what do you've got?
Marley, I mean, again, we are reiterating here just how busy this street and this plaza was at this time. I mean, you talk about a Saturday night after a holiday weekend. We're starting to see more witness video be posted on social media, and it shows dozens of people at least scattering as those gunshots went off in this plaza. And so we'll start on my right here. This is, again, I'm standing on Thornton that we've been talking about. We're going to go back to that Dairy Queen. This has been used as a landmark, as people saying that this is where they heard some of that chaos, even if they weren't on this scene. I spoke to one woman who lives really close by, and she's on the other side, and she left her house and came out because she couldn't believe that she was hearing something of this nature happened within walking distance of her house. So she's on the other side of the police line, and she said that all she knew was that this was likely near the Dairy Queen, and you can see why. This is the large sign. It sits right on the street. In just our reporting here, we see there's 2 cameras that have a view of the street and a view of the plaza. And it's believed that if we kind of pan over to this plaza, you can see this is likely where that party was happening and where the banquet is. So, of course, this kind of sets that scene, Marley.
Madison, thank you so much. We have more information coming in right now. We want to get to that press conference right now. We know we're about to hear from the DA's office as well as the mayor. So let's listen in as to what they are telling us now.
I'm District Attorney Ron Freitas. Thank you for coming out here tonight. Being joined by Chairman of the Board of Supervisors Paul Canepa, Mayor Christina Fugazi of the City of Stockton, and Council Member Michelle Padilla of the Stockton City Council. Tragedy of this nature is unthinkable, and it absolutely breaks our heart to have the loss of life and to have loss of life to children in our community. Right now, we are doing everything possible to bring the individual that's responsible for this to justice. We are working very hard with a multi-agency approach led by the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office, and with other agencies that are involved, including Stockton Police Department, California Highway Patrol, and the Department of Justice. So our understanding at this time that the individual responsible is still outstanding. If you have any information as to this individual, reach out immediately. And if you are this individual, turn yourself in immediately. My office is also working very, very hard with all the other agencies providing support. including my investigation unit, my chief of homicide, and my victim witness advocates that are providing assistance to the families and their victims. Also, when this individual is caught, you have my promise that you will have the full force of my office's resources in holding this individual fully accountable. Let this ring perfectly clear. In this community in San Joaquin County, violence of this nature has absolutely no place at any time, shape, or form, and children should not be harmed by gun and gang violence. Mayor?
Thank you. You know, this is Thanksgiving weekend. This is when families come together, celebrate, share memories, give each other love. And unfortunately tonight, heaven is a little bigger with the individuals, children and adults that unfortunately did not make it. Stockton is better than this. Whoever did this, if you know them, as the district attorney just said, please call Crime Stoppers. You can leave an anonymous tip. We've got work to do, and this type of violence, again, our city is better than that. 2014, I remember the Madison Market shooting. 7 people were gunned down right across from the school district. Unacceptable. And what happened tonight? Again, unacceptable. Families should be together instead of at the hospital, standing next to their loved one, praying that they survive. So again, I wish we had better news for you. Wish we could tell you more. As soon as that information becomes available, we will make sure that you get it. Thank you.
Thank you. That is all.
All right, we were just listening in as District
This is
Attorney
insane.
Ron Freitas was speaking, as well as you just heard from Mayor Christina Fugazi.
This is insane, folks. Let's talk for a minute, right? I want to share some information that has been circulating on social media and kind of putting it out there. It seems like we understand a little bit here about the dynamics of these gang members that are involved in this. Looks like gangs to me. We'll start out with this one right here. This one says, breaking news, mass shooting occurred in Stockton involving the Fly Boys and the Muddy Boys. The Fly Boys and the Muddy Boys. Sounds gang to me. It occurred at a children's birthday party in which 20 people were shot and 4 died. Insanity. The birthday party was for the daughter of Nano from the Muddy Boys. So again, somebody from the Muddy Boys had a daughter that attended this birthday party. I also have confirmation that the rapper MBNEL from the Muddy Boys, MB Nell, rapper MB Nell, was shot as well. Story is still developing. So now you got a rapper in that area shot, and you got kids shot. Oh my goodness, this is going to get crazy, the retaliation between these gangs. It's going to get crazy, ladies and gentlemen, in this area. There's going to be massive retaliation, tit for tat. You know these gangs do these things. It's crazy. It's lawlessness. It's like Baltimore, The Wire. Crazy stuff. It's going to be retaliation because kids got involved here. There's some fatalities that are with kids. Kids are some of the fatalities. The Muddy Boys are a name associated with 2 different criminal street gangs in the United States, primarily in Stockton, California, and Minneapolis, Minnesota. That's what we're dealing with. Who the Muddy Boys are. Who are the Muddy Boys? The Muddy Boys are a associated criminal street gang in the United States, Stockton and Minneapolis. This happened in Stockton. In Stockton, the Muddy Boys Crips is a street gang that has been the target of law enforcement operations. They're Crips. This is Crips. activities. This gang has been involved in violent criminal activities, including alliances and rivalries with other local gangs such as the Asian Boys and the Fly Boys MOB. I don't even know what that means. MOB? What does MOB stand for? The Flyboy / MOB. I don't know what that stands for, ladies and gentlemen. Law enforcement action. The Stockton Police Department and other agencies conducted Operation Kryptonite, like Crip. Look at that. Operation Kryptonite, but not how you spell kryptonite, but used it as Crips. Kryptonite. That's pretty catchy. You gotta admit, that's catchy. That's catchy. Operation Kryptonite Takedown in 2020. And Operation Hybrid Havoc in 2022, which target several gangs, including the Money Boy Crips, resulting in numerous arrests and the seizure of firearms and drugs. So we're talking about firearms, drugs, gangs. What's happening here, folks, in our streets in America? Noble Association, rapper MBNEL, who apparently was shot here. Rapper MBNL. I'll just say MBNL. Never heard of him. Must be some local legend there in Stockton or something, a local come up or something. Rapper Mebel, MBNEL, was among those arrested in 2020 investigation, though he later expressed a desire to leave the gang life behind. Interesting. Notable association. The rapper who was shot moved on with his life, apparently, and possibly maybe the gang came after him. Maybe the gang came after him from trying to get out of that gang life. Let's read on. We have some more here. Minneapolis, Minnesota. Oh, Minneapolis affiliated with the same type of gang. Imagine that, considering what we've been hearing in the news lately about Minneapolis. Somali outlaw gang, apparently. In Minneapolis, the Muddy Gang, sometimes referred to as the Muddy Boys, is a younger generation affiliate of the Somali Outlaws Gang. Now, that sounds scary. Listen to that name. That's crazy. Never heard of this name ever before in my life. Have you ever heard of the Somali Outlaws Gang? Whoa. Outlaws, like motorcycle outlaws, like the Somali outlaws, Somali pirates. I'm the captain now, like, Somali pirates, like outlaws. That's scary, folks. Location. They're primarily known to occupy the area around the Carmel Mall near Uptown. Uh-oh. That's crazy. Activities. Members and associates of the Muddy Gang have been involved in serious crimes, including firearm possession after previous convictions, possession of a machine gun, Glock with a switch, firearm trafficking, assault, and attempted murder. Those are crazy charges. Think about that. What type of normal person commits crimes of firearm possession, machine gun trafficking, assault, attempted murder? Animals, crazies, criminals. Oh, but they can be rehabilitated, can they? Rivals, the gangs, have a known rivalry with another gang, leading to targeted shootings. Now, the Minneapolis one doesn't say the rival gang. Member of Bloods, the term MOB. Thank you. I learned something new tonight. Member of Bloods. That's scary. The Money Boys / Member of Bloods, MOB. Member of Bloods. So some Muddy Boys are Crips, some are Bloods. Is that what's happening here? You always want to know about that gang life because the gangs are in our cities. Now, this is crazy. I found this while I was searching for Muddy Boys. I just took the word Muddy Boys from the situation. I just went on Twitter, X, and I just put it in, and this came up. I don't know what this is, but they say only on Crime Watch. Now, the Muddy Boys are apparently the people involved in the shooting here, the Muddy Boys. The Muddy Boys are involved in the shooting here in a sense of either they were a victim of a gang or the Muddy Boys did the shooting. I'm trying to find that out. But here's a Muddy Boy from Somalia, it appears. Ali Akbar. Or no, his name is Ali Attica car, and I butchered the name and I apologize. But do I really apologize? Only on a crime watch, Somali Outlaws gang affiliate of the Muddy Boys, subset Sharmarki Ali Adikar Ali, 22 years old of St. Cloud, has been federally indicted on conspiracy to traffic firearms, possession of machine gun, and 2 counts of felon in possession of a firearm. Gangs. But we've been hearing talk about Somalis. So think about this, folks. And then this was posted too on social media. I was actually, somebody responded to me on my X account, and I appreciate that, from the account, the MP Show, the MPC Show, who responded to my tweet of this live stream. And we appreciate everyone on X watching JLR Investigates. So the MPC Show, rapper MB Nell, I'll just say MB Nell. If I don't say it right, I apologize, was in attendance. We already know what crowd this is. Bang, gun. The MSN will claim this is a gun problem. They're the MSN. The areas around there will say, access to guns. They'll say, they'll turn it into a gun problem. MSN or local politicians in the Stockton community. But I will say, listen to the press conference of the law enforcement officer there. I was kind of impressed in a sense. You know, we'll find you, we'll hunt you down, turn yourself in. This is that. We have no place of this in our society. You know, some of these press conferences with police out there and district attorneys in certain areas, they're apologetic towards the criminal, which is crazy. That's how some of these cities are. They're apologetic towards the criminal's family, right? You've seen it. You've seen it on X. You've seen the viral videos. Like they send condolences to the criminal's family and criminals, you know, if they lose, it's crazy. But this police officer in this situation in Stockton, I was a little impressed. Listen, go back and listen to him. Now, I don't know what he's doing to change the dynamics, but it sounds like he's like gun-ho to get whoever did this off the street, unlike other communities in the United States. Restorative justice, arrest and release, no cash bond, Philadelphia, you know, you've seen it and heard it. There's a place where it's a revolving door of criminals. Everything is just a revolving door of criminals coming in and out, in and out, in and out. Don't even have to post no bond. They just come in and out, in and out. This is what we get in communities in the United States of America. We get gangs. We went gangs. So with that being said, I don't see any additional information, folks, on this particular case right here, but we'll definitely look into it and, you know, be safe out there, folks. It's crazy that our society is at this level. Maybe the federal government will go after these gangs and get them off the streets, help clean up the streets so kids can be safe and families can go out and people can enjoy themselves. Well, what in the heck happened here in Stockton? We'll learn more when we get more. We'll, you know, do a subsequent video or live, and we'll share the outcome because we always want to follow up with these stories after halfway through because the CBS feed actually went off. So this is a little bit earlier. So I just looped this back to do a final, you know, chat with you all and just bring awareness to this whole situation in Stockton, right outside somewhere near a Dairy Queen. Multiple people dead. It appears to be 14 shot. Who did this? Armed suspect out on the loose. So stay safe out there, folks. And it's a wild world. And let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you, everyone, for stopping by JLR Investigates. If you're new to the channel, hit that like, notification button, subscribe, pass the video around. We cover true crime 24/7, 365. We expose it all on JLR Investigates. So I'm sure we'll be back very, very soon. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.